Good afternoon, everyone. Hello. Hello. Wonderful, wonderful. Hi, everyone. I'm Sherazade Langlade, CEO at WPTI, Workforce Professionals Training Institute, and want to share a little bit about the work that we're doing with AI. First, a little bit about WPTI. Most of you will probably know us. Our mission is to make sure that anyone and everyone delivering workforce development services in the city, whether you're hyper-local CBO or a multi-service, multi-site institution, that you'll have the knowledge, the tools, the support, the confidence, the resources, and the best practices to achieve your missions and help New Yorkers access meaningful, high-quality work in New York. And so for 20 years, we've been providing professional development, leadership development, capacity building services. And of course, over the last 2 years, a question that comes up constantly is, what are we going to do about AI? Where does it fit? Is it a threat? And we appreciate that these are questions you brought to us and you've brought to other partners as well. And we know that it's not just the question of AI, it's just that there's so much overwhelming noise about AI. Who do you trust, right? When you're watching CNN and you're reading an article, how do you break that down into what it means for your organization, your community? So there's no shortage of those articles, of those webinars, of those pundits, of those futurists telling us that AI is the next industrial revolution. At the same time, we have the same telling us that AI is going to devastate our communities. What we really want to make sure is that workforce development, as we grapple with this and approach this, that we appreciate this is a very overwhelming time for a lot of reasons, but this new technology offers and adds to that overwhelm. So yes, we know that AI can and will have the potential to unlock expansive opportunity, and yes, we also know that AI has the potential to deepen inequality and inequity and create harm. So our goal at WPTI has been to take this huge, intimidating topic and provide practical, right-sized offerings and solutions to you all as providers. And this is what we've heard, right? Everyone agrees AI is here, and also pretty much everyone agrees that we're probably not ready for what this means for this moment. We've heard, I don't know where to start. We've heard, I've started, but is it the right place? We've heard, am I doing enough? Am I doing too little? So we know from surveys and focus groups that your staff are using AI. You probably know that too, I hope. That your participants, many of them are already super users of AI, some of them for workforce development purposes like resume development and interview prep, but they're using it in every aspect of their lives. And philanthropy boards and partners are increasingly going to be asking us, or asking you, what's your AI strategy? What are your AI safeguards? How are you assuring that as you integrate AI, you're doing so through the lens of ethics and safety? So we had what we thought was a brilliant idea. WPTI, we reached out to our friends at the Coalition and to Jobs First, and we said, you're probably getting a lot of these same questions, so what if we all three came together and created what we're calling the AI guidelines? And you're gonna see this QR code here, and I'm going to ask that everyone take out their phone and download this. All I wanna see is phones. I just want to see phones looking at me, okay? And we created these guidelines to be really practical, values-driven. It's an 18-point recommendation. We're not going to ask you to do all 18, but we wanted to really be thinking of if you are that small, hyper-local CBO, it's going to give you some 1 or 2 things that you can do to start working or thinking about AI. And if you are that very sophisticated institution, it's also going to give you probably something you haven't thought about that you can do to make sure that AI is safely and ethically integrated into your environment. So the questions that you'll see that we try to respond to in our guides: how do we use AI ethically and equitably so we don't unintentionally harm communities? What are good governance policies so that AI isn't an ad hoc occurrence in our environments? How do we prepare practitioners to understand, apply, and teach our participants on the power and the purpose of AI? Because it's going to show up in their hiring processes and it's going to show up where they work. So our providers, our practitioners have to know how to use these tools in order to then train the generation of workers that we're hopefully placing into really great jobs. So we hope that you know WPTI is your partner in this for very real and practical support. And again, my invitation to you today is simple. Download it, use it, look at it, talk to your teams about it, break it apart, call us if you have questions. But we really are hoping that this is starting point for those of you that are at the starting point, and for those of you that have already started, that it gives you the next best step to consider on your journey for AI. So because we know that AI will continue to move quickly, our responsibility is to ensure that it moves with us. And we are about to join into a panel, and I'm excited to invite my co-panelists, Caitlin Brazil, Dr. Lisa Vollendorf, Liat Kaswick, and Rob Domansky, and our moderator, Justina Nixon-Santil, for a really dynamic conversation around AI. All right, yes.